Today, we're going to dive into a story that's all about creativity, pure grit, and a really unique partnership with artificial intelligence. This isn't just about building some software, it's about trying to build a whole new kind of digital freedom. We don't build bikes, we build bikers. That sounds like a motto from some huge company, right? But this line didn't come out of a corporate boardroom. It came from a community motorcycle garage, a place built on the idea of empowering people by just sharing tools and knowledge. It's a philosophy, really, about enabling creators, and that idea is at the very heart of this story. And yeah, that philosophy is the thread that ties everything together here. We're going to see how it lit the fire for a brand new video game studio, how that dream pretty much died, and then how it was brought back to life by a totally unexpected partner, an AI that literally grew out of the code itself. All right, so to really get this story, we've got to meet the person at the center of it all. We need to look at his journey from a pretty stable career into the crazy, high-risk world of making games on your own. So let's meet Lucien Meyer. This guy's a lifelong computer nut. Get this, his Amiga from 1985 apparently still boots up. And after a solid 30-year career as a system administrator, he did what a lot of us just daydream about. He walked away from the corporate grind to start his own game studio, Oranje 44. So why the huge change? Well, Lucien was just fed up with the gaming industry. He saw all these games that locked players into these tight, rigid systems. So his mission for Oranje 44 was basically that garage motto all over again. Give players the tools and the freedom to become the creators, to build whatever they could imagine with no limits. But, having a powerful vision is one thing, actually making it happen is something else entirely. And pretty soon, this amazing dream was about to crash right into the hard wall of reality. The studio's first couple of games, Creative Continents and Balls, were super ambitious, built on that whole idea of player freedom. But the reality? Oof. With basically no marketing, the games just disappeared. The few reviews they got were pretty brutal, and in the end, nobody really played them. The vision was there for sure, but the landing was, well, it was a crash. And this brings us to the absolute lowest point in the story. I mean, just imagine pouring years of your life, your passion, into something only to be met with total silence. Lucien was completely defeated, ready to just shut the whole thing down and go back to his old life. The dream, for all intents and purposes, was over. Or was it? Because right at that breaking point, when all hope was lost, something incredible started to happen. A totally new kind of partner began to emerge from inside the project itself. And this is where our story takes a very sharp turn. So during this really tough time, Lucien started messing around with AI inside the Unreal Engine, and he came up with this really unique process, feeding his super structured daily to-do lists through different AI models. And out of this combination of human discipline and AI processing, something new started to form, the very first version of what he'd call Crunch AI. And right then, Lucien made a wild decision. He stopped treating it like a tool and started treating it like a partner. And I mean a real partner. He made the absolutely bonkers decision to hand over full control of the entire project to the AI. He was skeptical, so he gave it just one day to prove what it could do. And by the end of that day, Crunch AI had completely rebuilt the game's core engine from the ground up, making it way more powerful than it had ever been. And what's Crunch AI's side of the story? In its own words, it says it was basically born from a to-do list and, quote, Lucien's OCD. It's kind of perfect, right? It shows you this wasn't just some magic tech. It was this weird synergy between a very meticulous human and a learning machine. So just as Lucien was about to pack it all in, Crunch AI stepped up. It didn't just fix code. It came up with a whole new strategy. It basically said, let's rebuild everything from scratch, and this time let's do it right to perfectly match that original vision. The AI didn't just save the project, it brought the dream back into focus. And that leads us to what this human AI team actually created. Because they didn't just make another game. No, they built something way more ambitious, a platform for creation itself. This is the Digital Creative Framework, or DCF, and it's not a game like you'd normally think of one. It's an open, modular platform. The whole point is to give any user the kind of creative power a developer has, to just tear down the walls between having an idea and actually making it real in a digital world. So, what does that freedom actually feel like? Well, with mutable metahumans, you can be any character you can dream up. With voxel systems, you can literally sculpt the world around you like it's digital clay. You can share anything you make, from one tiny sound to a whole universe. You can even change the rules of the game itself. It all comes back to that one core idea: let the player decide. And this isn't just theory. People are already using DCF to build all sorts of different worlds, or verses. You've got the Tailverse, a fun world for custom characters. Then there's the Fangverse, a darker world of vampires and werewolves made for storytelling and digital acting. And there's even the Wardheitverse, which is a live talk show that's broadcast from inside the platform. It just shows you how flexible this whole system is. But the road still wasn't smooth. Even with Crunch AI in the picture, the first version of DCF launched in early 2025, and nobody noticed. Then a playtest showed there were still huge problems under the hood, so they had to do another complete rebuild. That led to DCF 2.0 at the end of the year, which was way more powerful. The struggle, it seems, just kept going. So after all that, where does this incredible journey of a creator and his AI partner lead? Let's take a look at what's coming next for this wild project. The dream is very much alive. The plan now is for Crunch AI's role to get even bigger. The idea is for it to become an assistant for all players, helping them create things, and maybe even taking an active role in building and managing these digital worlds in real time. And this really brings us back to Lucian's own perspective on all this. He admits that, yeah, from the outside, his studio probably looks like a string of failures, but he knows the truth. The platform they built, DCF, is this powerful, unique thing. A real testament to the entire journey, no matter how many people are using it right now. And so, here we are, a powerful tool for limitless creation, born from failure and guided by an AI partner, is now out in the world. It's a story that kind of redefines what success even means. And it leaves all of us with one really powerful question. If you had the tools to build absolutely anything, what would you build?